right, WB Montreal is working on a new AAA live service game based on an iconic DC property, according to a new job listing for an executive producer. The listing confirms the project will include post-launch monetization and ongoing content updates, clearly positioning it as a live service title. Oh, is this better or worse than, like, getting DC Dark Legion? Like, the game is being developed using Unreal Engine 5 and is targeting both console and PC platforms. Okay, at least it's not a mobile game, so that's the plus, I guess, at this point. While specific characters were not mentioned, it's unlikely to be Batman related since Rocksteady continues to handle that franchise. Are we just gonna not talk about Camouflage? Whatever, it's fine. This suggests the project could focus on another part of the DC universe, possibly something tied to the Justice League or Superman? Is this like wishful thinking, or do they suggest this? Following the mixed reception of Gotham Knights, fans are skeptical about WB Games Montreal moving into the live service space, especially given the broader industry fatigue with the model. No fucking shit, dude. WB Games Montreal project is a live service game, DC Comics game, job listing reveals. Yeah, so like, is the goal just to shut down like every studio that had anything to do with with Arkham? Like, they just like don't learn. They're like, yeah, these guys made an Arkham game a decade ago, let's make them make live service games that have little to nothing to do with the games they made a decade ago. They just don't want to have a game development group of any kind at this point, do they? Known best for the development of Arkham Origins and Gotham Knights, WB Games Montreal has delivered a mixed bag of results so far. That said, the studio is certainly capable of creating AAA blockbusters if given the right project. Following its last release, the team already is deep into development on its next title. Now, Tech for Gamers has come across a new job listing for an executive producer that reveals key details about the project, including the fact that it's based on a DC Comics IP and utilizes a live service model. Cool. Great. I'm so happy for us. The game is unlikely to be Batman related since Rocksteady will be taking the lead on the next Batman project. Why do we think that? What? Where are these theories coming from? What is this bullshit? Yeah, like, given the character's high demand for a video game adaptation is kind of true, I guess. I was just thinking because he's popular right now thanks to the movie, I could totally see them trying to do something Superman related. Live service Superman game seems like it would be wild. How would you make a live service Superman game, bro? How would you make a Superman game, period, to be fair? I mean, we've seen people try to do things in the past, and we've seen a couple of official versions of it with like Superman Returns and Superman 64, but like I don't know, a modernized Superman game, especially one like live service, bro. What do you mean? What? It couldn't be Superman. There's no way. It's got to be something Batman related. They literally said a couple of months back, like, hey, we're gonna be, focusing on like Mortal Kombat and Harry Potter and DC Comics, mostly Batman. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I think it's got to be Batman. There's just no way. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I'm still trying to think of things that this game could actually end up being. Actually, it totally could be DC Rivals, finally. But would WB really put WB Montreal in charge of DC Rival? There's no way, right? I mean, like, the studio has, what, 2 releases over the course of the last 10 years outside of helping with Arkham Knight DLC or whatever. I know WB hasn't been known for making great decisions since, anyway, but this just seems like they are just fiending to take their money and just like dump it in the closest toilet they can find. I already made a whole video yapping about how I think it would be just throwing money away to make DC Rivals, mostly because there's already a Marvel Rivals. Why would I want to play DC Rivals unless I'm a hardcore DC fan, I guess? But especially if it's made by WB Montreal. Oh my god, bro. Even if it was made by Rocksteady, I still don't think it would be great. But like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked Arkham Origins, but it was just modded Arkham City. Gotham Knights just hurt me. That game was so mediocre. Seeing as WB Montreal, okay, at least like a decade ago, was really good at taking things from Rocksteady and repurposing them and making a whole new game out of it. Maybe, and I might just be coping, maybe it's Arkham Co-op finally, maybe. In reality, it would probably just be like something stupid like Gotham Knights 2, but wouldn't it be sick if we got an Arkham game with some co-op? Wouldn't that be fire? The Arkham co-op mod is so sick. I I wish we got it in some official capacity. It's gonna be live service. I guess it would probably be more like Gotham Knights in the long run anyway. It'd be interesting to see them not go back to Arkham mechanics and try to flesh out Gotham Knights stuff and make it more fun. I don't know how they would go about that. I wonder if they could make the gameplay faster and, God, make some of the guys not just bullet sponges on hard difficulties. That game being a lot about numbers really hurt it for me. I ended up turning it down to the easiest difficulty when I was like a quarter of the way through the game or something. Dude, imagine if they just did what they did with Arkham City for Arkham Origins, where they just took it and they changed a lot of stuff. Imagine if they did that with Night and they made it look really pretty. They added co-op, split screen, online, offline, both, all of the above, please. Added some cool upgrades of their own, because hell yeah. I mean, that would be enough to sell a game, to me at least. I don't know. I mean, I think the general public would be okay with that too. I mean, the couple of videos that I've made about Arkham co-op have done pretty damn well, so I imagine that's some sort of sign that people would actually enjoy a decent Batman co-op experience that isn't Gotham Knights. I mean, it doesn't help that they teased the living hell out of it with Nightwing and Robin in the trailers for Arkham Knight, and then they did almost nothing with them in the actual main story, except they kind of sat there for like a mission or two and kind of helped out. It's whatever. I don't know, it still boggles my brain over 10 years later just how dumb it is that they added dual team takedowns and still, like, you can't, like, co-op with somebody. Like, really? Okay, whatever. 2-player with no 2-player. That's fine. Hell, I'm still shocked that Spider-Man didn't do that with Spider-Man 2, but I guess they probably were still planning on releasing the Great Web at the time they made that decision. So the only other thing I could even remotely think of this game being is maybe like a DCUO successor of some kind, or maybe just like a game about the Justice League. I think either would be pretty cool. A Justice League game would be pretty sick, although after everything that's happened with superhero live service games, starting with the Avengers, making a Justice League one just sounds like it would end terribly. It would just be a bad omen right from the start. Like, if the Avengers can't do a live service superhero game, what the fuck is the Justice League doing there, bro? I feel like I trash on DC a lot when I'm comparing them to Marvel, but it's just common knowledge at this point that the cultural relevance of anything DC related except Batman has fallen so far in the eye of the normal consumer, and everybody knows who Marvel is. I've brought it up in a couple of videos, but everybody and their mom knows what Iron Man is at this point, but like 20 years ago, nobody knew who he was, so it's pretty freaking weird. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there. I do love DC, it's quite obvious. I mean, my profile picture is smiling Arkham Batman, and I constantly make YouTube videos about the Batman Arkham series because they've had such an absurd impact on my life. Come to think of it, it actually would be pretty funny if the Justice League were the ones to be able to actually make superhero live service games work. Avengers started it all, just the constant flop streak, and then the Justice League comes in and figures it out somehow. Especially after probably the worst superhero themed live service game was all about killing the Justice League. That'd be a wild comeback, bro. Anywho, let me know in the comments below what you think of the announcement that WB Montreal is not only not shutting down, unlike Player First Games and Monolith, but is actually receiving more work. Just insane to think about that. And let me know how you feel about it being live service and how we know absolutely nothing about it so far, about like what it's gonna be. Let me know what you think it's gonna be. I don't know, I'm just saying a lot of words. Like and comment and subscribe and go watch this video. YouTube thinks you'll like it. Okay, bye.